Hey guys, welcome to another reading. This is a special reading that I'm doing today. This will be a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video you can watch it and get some messages. So it's based on crystals, okay? So I've got a number of different decks that I'm going to use, but I'm going to start with getting you guys to pick a crystal that you're drawn to, and I'll tell you what they're called and you can see which one you're drawn to. This is the first one. This is a new one that I got recently. I absolutely adore it. This is Carribbean Calcite, and it really looks like the beach to me, and that's why I love it, because I love the ocean and I love the beach, and just it looks like the sediment and beautiful turquoise coloured soft green. It's just so divine. So that's Caribbean Calcite if you're drawn to that one. That will be the first one that I do. The next one is the Rose Quartz Heart, so that speaks for itself. Beautiful rose quartz heart. And just go with what you're drawn to based on the feeling that you get when you look at the crystal. This is a clear quartz point. It does have some record keepers inside there. Pretty special. I've had it for many years, that one. About 20 years now I think I've had that crystal. What else? The Pyrite is next. Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. Quite a heavy stone, very grounding, protective. And this is the beautiful aura quartz tower, which I absolutely love. Look at that, it's just so pretty, very magical and ethereal. It's got some interesting inclusions inside it as well. I don't know if it picks up on camera. So there's 5 here, and so what I'm also going to do for each crystal that I read for you, I'm also, as I said, I'm going to do some cards, but I'm also going to pick maybe 1 crystal per reading out of this to see what other crystal messages are coming through for you. So it's obviously an intuitive reading, it's a general reading. If you'd like to book, you know, your own personal reading, go to the link below and you can book through my online store. And I'm going to get stuck into it. So look at the timestamps below to go to your crystal now, and then you can go straight to your messages. Okay, so I'm going to start with the beautiful Caribbean Calcite. Okay, so this is for Caribbean Calcite. Hopefully you can see that. I might move some of these away and then just leave that there for now. Let's look at some crystal decks that I'm using. I was going to go through the decks, but I'll just list them at the end of the video in the description box. It's easier. So first message for those that chose Caribbean Calcite. What are your messages at the moment? This one's sort of sticking out of the group. Rainbow Obsidian, heal your heart. Interesting, because the calcite, this color calcite, is green, which does resonate to the heart chakra. Interesting. So some healing needs to take place with the heart. Okay, so this could be energetic, it could also be physical for some people potentially. And I am feeling, as I look at that, a worn out feeling. Okay, so some of you that have chosen this may have been feeling, with everything going on in the world lately and all the stress that a lot of people have been under, maybe feeling a bit worn out, a bit exhausted, a bit sort of the feeling that I'm getting here is emotionally and spiritually kind of run down. So it's time to reconnect with your heart and the love in your heart, and that's like going to raise your vibration in some way. And it is also asking, I feel, to look after the heart chakra and the energy of the heart. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. So let's get another card from the crystals for those that chose the Caribbean Calcite. What other messages are there for those that chose this crystal? This one's jumping out. Labradorite. Interesting, because Labradorite also has flashes of green in it. As you can see, there's a lot of green there. And if you've ever owned a Labradorite crystal, when you shine it in the light, it has beautiful bluey green colors that shine through, sometimes a bit of yellow. So again, the heart chakra, but this one specifically does mention psychic ability, third eye chakra. Okay, and it is number 23. 23 adds to a 5, which is actually about independence. Okay, so you're trying to find an independent path through your personal truth, which resonates with your heart. So the heart has its own intelligence that is connected to the intuition, the higher self, and a wisdom, like a deeper level of wisdom than the logical mind. So obviously, you know, we need the brain, we need the logical mind, but the heart offers its own wisdom, so it shouldn't be shut down or ignored. And that's the message that I'm getting here. Just see what else I'm getting, because it is mentioning psychic ability and third eye. So what I'm actually getting from that is, for you guys, now is a time to look at how you can really listen to your intuition moving forward, and how you can really pay attention to the very subtle messages that come through the heart chakra. With the heart chakra, I keep getting that's a very strong message here. It's about listening to an energy that comes through you when you're asking your guides for help, when you're asking spirit, you know, what direction do I go in here? What can I do in my situation to change things, improve things, or to deal with the problems or issues that I'm having right now? When you listen to your heart, it actually bypasses a lot of fears, doubts, and back and forths that the mind can do. Okay. For some reason, I just thought of Gemini energy, which is a dual sign which rules the mind. And I don't know if there's any Geminis watching this or people have strong Gemini energy in their chart, but I'm getting something like that where it's like back and forth in the mind and not being able to make up your mind, or struggling to make a decision because you're relying too heavily on your logic. So the intuition and the logical mind work together and can be quite powerful when you unite them both for creative solutions. So what I'm hearing is being solutions focused rather than problems focused is what I'm getting right now. So pretty strong message there. Let's see what else from this is the Crystal Angels Oracle. Let's see what you guys have. It's too many jumped over, so I'm just going to reshuffle. Caribbean Calcite people. You have clear quartz. It says, let yourself feel all your emotions. Again, it's connected to the heart chakra. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you an important message and guidance. Yeah, so you might be blocking off from your emotions out of fear. Clear quartz here also represents tapping into a sense of clarity and truth, and also it can relate to making decisions from a point of clarity. So you're trying to listen to your intuition to make decisions at this time to help you move forward with something. All right, so that's what I'm getting with that one. Let's see what else. I'm going to get you a card from the Self-Care Oracle. Messages for the Caribbean Calcite people. Oh, jumping card. You have ground yourself. So 25, which adds to 7, which is a very spiritual number. It's about spiritual tests. And you know, when I say spiritual tests, sometimes spiritual tests can be on a psychological, emotional level, but sometimes it can be on a very real level of your practical life. And it's very interesting here because we have the rainbow here, and she's connecting with the lotus energy of the crown chakra, and there's also rainbow energy connecting to her to Gaia, Mother Earth. And this particular card actually mentioned rainbows right there. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings. So interesting, the rainbow energy has come up twice. Not a coincidence. So, and look, on her shirt there's a heart there, and we've had the heart chakra come up here. So you're trying to connect to your heart for your truth, for your wisdom, to find solutions to problems. You're trying to ground your energy so that you're not just stuck in your head, okay? Because being stuck in your head is overwhelming you at this time. And that's what I'm getting very strongly with that. So coming back down to your physical body, listening to your intuition that comes from your heart and your body's awareness, your body's wisdom, okay? And that's going to help you get clarity. Let's get you a card from this deck, which is the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards. I love this deck. Absolutely stunning cards. No, it's not that one. It's this one. I feel it. Heighten your vitality. Again, look at the rainbow colors. There's just so many rainbow colors. Rainbows represent also new beginnings on a symbolic level. So you may be going through a big change in your life where something is phasing out and something's coming in. Let me just see what this one is giving me. So interesting, because this one's got 49 and 9 and 4, 13, so that's a 4. So 4 is about structure and stability. And look at the way she's holding the earth with such love. It's like the angels are helping humanity at this time get through a very difficult spiritual time on earth. And you know, it's been going since 2020 really. I mean, longer than that, really, if we really look at things, but in terms of the peak of it. And so you might be an empath if you've picked this particular crystal, because this is an energy of your empathy may be suffering because of certain things that you're seeing going on in the world that are disheartening to you, that are upsetting to you. And so you could also be a healer or someone that naturally helps others or seeks to help others. You know, you could be someone that is naturally of service to others. So heightening your vitality is about replenishing your own personal energy so that you feel that you're able to do your light work in the world. Okay, let's get you a crystal message. I'm just gonna reach into the bag without looking and see what I pull out for the people that chose this one. This one's getting my attention. Okay, that's rhodonite. or yeah, I think it's rhodonite, that one, which is to do with healing the heart. How about that? I'll get you another crystal. Something else getting my attention. Garnet, about grounding. How funny. This is garnet gemstone. It's very dark on camera probably, but it's a deep, deep, deep red. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. And that is a grounding crystal. You have ground yourself. It's also an abundance crystal. Okay, so this is about healing the heart and also self-love. And if you've had issues in love in the past, it may be asking you to look at healing that as well. This is about attracting abundance, financial stability, helping you to feel the abundance of the universe flowing into your life and allowing yourself to receive from life, not being blocked out of fear that you can only do A, B, or C, and that's, you know, a limited perspective on things. Allowing yourself to feel that connection to the earth. Know you'll always be looked after, that you've always been looked after. Okay, so that's the message. And it can be to do with feeling a bit of financial insecurity or some issue around feeling stable on the earth, feeling grounded on the earth, feeling that you belong on the earth. You know, that can be something that a lot of empaths struggle with. Okay, so that was your message for those that chose the Caribbean crystal. Hope you enjoyed those messages. Thank you so much. All right. And if if those messages didn't resonate, you can always pick another crystal. So as I said, these are general readings. So the next one is rose quartz. Okay, so get you a card from the first deck. This is the Daily Crystal Oracle. Okay, so you guys have a very strong message here. Beautiful chrysocolla, which reminds me of the ocean as well. It says start fresh. So a new beginning, okay, is in your life at this time, or is pending. You're on the verge of a new beginning by the looks of it with this one. Let's see what else comes through for you guys. From the, oh, what's this one? This is Eternal Crystals Oracle. Can never remember the names. I'll put the list below of all the cards I've used today. So for the people that chose rose quartz, we want a card from this deck. Oh, jumping card. Wow, blue lace agate, communication, throat chakra. All right, so also blue lace agate is a very soothing stone. It brings a lot of calmness. So if you have any kind of anxiety, or you know, if you're a very fiery personality, or if you're a very emotional person, blue lace agate can help you feel more centered and more calm. It's very soothing to wear, and it's also resonating to the throat chakra, as it says here, communication. So there may be something that you want to communicate to someone at this time that's to do with something important, or to help you move forward, or to help you know where you stand in a situation perhaps, because I do feel something about relationships and heart healing as well with the heart chakra, the heart stone. Let's see what the other messages are for you guys. The crystal angels, jumping, moldavite, unconventionality. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life's purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. Yeah. So this is saying that you have an awareness about things happening in the world that is to do with the bigger picture of things that maybe not everyone gets. Okay. And it also can be that you're an empath or an artist or someone who's very unique in some way, and maybe your life path feels different to others, but that's okay. You know, God made you how you're meant to be, and everyone has a purpose regardless of how unique or different you are. And it's something about your unconventionality that's a gift though, and it's coming up to remind you of that, and to not be hard on yourself if you feel that you are different, because you do have a tribe out there. You maybe you haven't found them yet, maybe you've only found one or two, or maybe you haven't found any of them, but there's something here about trusting that you have these qualities for a reason, and it's part of your purpose. Okay, so it's a beautiful, reassuring message. I love that. All right, so another deck that I'm using today is the Self-Care Oracle, and then I'm going to pick you guys another crystal out of the bag like I did for the others. Well, I'll do that for everyone at the end. Rose quartz message. This one was sticking out, so I'm going to grab it. Make an altar. Interesting. Okay, so this is talking about the sacred space, and it's about honoring your spirituality and making it practical. So you may not have to make an altar as such, though you may want to. It's up to you, obviously. But you may want to just have a little table where you put things that help you feel a connection to the divine, help you feel a connection to your creative spark or your spiritual side. You know, you might have some flowers or a candle that you use for meditation, or some crystals, or, you know, things like that. and it just helps you feel a connection to that in your routine. And even if you just have that altar for the morning, you know, if it is an altar or if it is a little table, some people just love the aesthetic of it, and to have that feeling like that's my table where I have my things that I feel connect me to my spiritual side and my spiritual path. And you know, they may not use it all the time, but it helps them feel grounded when they sit next to it, or that helps them feel a sense of balance when they touch the crystals or objects there, or look at the flowers, you know. So it doesn't have to be a certain way. It can be whatever it is for you personally, but it is for you to feel a sense of self-love, like connecting to that inner self. And it's for one's inner world. And you know, often in our society we focus very much on the external world, but the inner world is just as important. You know, how we work on our inner self does reflect on our outer world a lot. So if we don't do the inner work, then the external sometimes doesn't quite sort of feel good. You know, we might be stuck in a situation or a job that we just don't feel we resonate to, or we feel like life is, you know, very boring or dull or mundane. And when we work on our inner self, we feel the richness from within, and that's really what self-love is as well. But the extra layer of it is connecting with your spiritual side, and that's an important message for you guys as well. And lastly, from the cards, I will get you a card from the Nature's Whispers Oracle. This one, but it doesn't want to pick up. It's stuck to another card. Okay. Oh, look, inner truths. I was just talking about one's inner world. How funny. I love that when they make sense too. So it's interesting because this little girl, she's got this little light, like a little tiny candle, and she's walking through this dark area. So it's like shining a light on hidden aspects of yourself that maybe you don't always look into. Doing the inner child work, doing inner healing work, admitting your vulnerabilities to yourself, honoring that side of yourself. You know, we all have that vulnerable side. We all have that side of us that we don't always show to the world, you know. And that sensitive side, that inner child that feels very sensitive, raw sometimes, and vulnerable. And it's about honoring that aspect of oneself. And even, you know, sometimes communicating with that aspect of yourself and reassuring it and saying, look, it's okay, you know, to your inner child. Because sometimes, especially if you had a traumatic childhood in some way, the inner child can be something that sort of flares up within you as dysfunction. And if you honor that aspect of yourself, it actually starts to integrate and heal in a way where it's not separate anymore, and it's not disjointed, and it, you know, it starts to be more cohesive. And you become sort of the adult that you wanted as a child. So there's something here about healing the inner self, inner child healing. It could have been an issue with a parent for some of you watching. Not everyone, obviously, but for some of you. But there's definitely some inner work. And, you know, it could be just meditation. It could be prayer work. It could be, you know, making a sacred space of some kind. Let's look at what crystal, other crystal comes out. This one's getting my attention. Oh, the quartz cluster. Interesting. Okay, so the quartz cluster relates to the crown chakra. It's also, quartz resonates with all the chakras. So it's about finding balance with your energy and in a holistic way. So healing the body, mind and soul, and doing some inner healing work. It keeps coming up. Okay, so those are your messages for the heart crystal people. All right, and next is the what am I doing next? The clear quartz. Okay, so this is for those that chose clear quartz. There's a message for clear quartz people. Oh, jumping, love it. Diamond, value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. Wow, beautiful, love it. So that's a very beautiful message of reassurance for you, saying that, you know, make sure you're valuing yourself. You know, not listening to sometimes what other people say that's negative. You know, they may not know everything that you've been through or understand the complexity of your inner self. And people, you know, sometimes just judge from the outside. But this is saying you are beautiful. You are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose, like we all are. And to honor that in yourself. And I'm hearing something like not judging yourself by society's standards or by, you know, what people are saying, whether it's, you know, society's attitude about something, you know, whatever it is. It's like honor your truth, honor your sacred self is what I'm getting from that very strongly. It's beautiful. Love that card too. All right, so next, clear quartz, moonstone. Moon cycles crown chakra. Interesting, because this clear quartz often, you know, the clear quartz relates to the crown chakra. It's also all the chakras. And Moonstone is asking you to connect with your crown chakra, your higher self, messages from spirit, coming out of just the logical mind into the higher consciousness, into accessing higher information. You know, you may even be receiving downloads with this one. You may be receiving information from your higher self, your guides, and that's coming through to help you with maybe a challenging situation at this time. Oh, actually, I need to get a card from the other crystal deck, this one. And you have Sodalite, speak your truth. Another one about speaking one's truth. Wow. So feeling confident in your self-worth to speak up, to speak your truth, and not be afraid of what other people will think. And you know, this might not be like saying anything even dramatic. Sometimes people have fears of just like sharing their opinion, or with certain friends you might feel like, oh, they might not understand if I tell them what I'm really feeling about something, you know, and sort of hanging back. And it doesn't mean that you have to tell everyone everything, you know, it doesn't have to be extreme. It's more like a situation where you may need to say something, you may need to speak up or give your opinion on something. And I do feel it's something that you've thought about a lot. So whether it's to do with a person, a particular person, or like a work situation or a family member, it's something that you've thought about a lot is what I'm getting with this, okay? But it's saying, you know, you have this urge to speak your truth on something, okay? And it's time to honor that is what I'm getting from this. All right, so, you know, always listen to your own intuition, of course, with the timing of that, and you'll sense it. You'll know, like, if you feel that pressure to speak up and it's not going away, and you know your inner self will be prompting you, like you'll feel more and more uncomfortable in a situation, and that's when you know you have to say something. And you can start gently at first and build up to it. Meditate. Interesting. Okay, so relating to the crown chakra as well, so meditation comes up here, and this is going to help you feel more confident in your truth is what I'm getting from that. It's also going to help you feel more grounded and more connected to spirit. That's nice. Okay, let's see what else. And you know, with meditation, it doesn't have to be that you meditate every single day even. It can just be like 5 minutes when you feel you need to. Catch your breath. Okay, so this little fairy is out in nature and really connecting with nature. Look at the way she's just like camouflaging like a chameleon in the tree. I love that. So it's about getting out in nature so you can decompress and not be stuck in your thoughts as much. And then when you get out in nature, you feel a sense of relaxation and connection and purification of your energy, and it just helps you feel more at ease. Also, you may be getting messages when you're out in nature and feeling. Okay, I think I've done all the cards. Yes, I have. Let's get you another crystal message for the clear quartz people. This one's getting my attention. Oh, citrine. Beautiful piece of citrine. I love citrine. So this one is to do with abundance and positivity, optimism, and good luck as well. And it's just an uplifting crystal, so it's interesting. It sort of matches the card colors here. It also makes me think of the sun, so you might want to get some sun on your skin, or you know, when you get outside on a nice day, you'll feel the upliftment of the sun shining on you. And with these sort of yellow gold colors here and this one, it feels like it's to do with receiving abundance and letting abundance come into your life is what I'm getting. So making sure you're open to that, to opportunities. I just heard work opportunity, so someone out there might be getting a work opportunity soon. All right, so the next crystal is Pyrite. This one here, also known as Fool's Gold. I really love this one. It's just so shiny. Okay, Pyrite. Let's see, what are the messages for Pyrite people? Ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. That's nice. So Tanzanite, interesting. Tanzanite is known as the twin flame crystal. I've heard that. And it's a beautiful purpley blue color. Not that I'm, you know, someone that really, I don't really do readings on twin flames as such, but I do believe that they do exist. And it's, yeah, so it's about having healed from something enough that you can move forward in some way in your life to do with love. All right, but you know, you don't have to force anything to happen. It's going to be happening in divine timing, I'm feeling. Let's see what else comes up for Pyrite people. Ooh, jumping card. eye light, family, third eye chakra. Wow. So for some of you, you're going to be meeting someone that feels like soul family is what I'm getting here. Look at that purple energy. It's so beautiful. Purple represents the sign of Sagittarius. It's also the color of spirituality. It's amethyst crystal as well, which connects to third eye. So opening up your clairvoyance, you may be receiving more messages clairvoyantly, or you might have visions, or be very much in your imagination, imagining things that feel exciting for your future. It is a 2 as well on here. I don't know if you can see that right there, 2. So 2s always represent like the 2 of cups, you know, couples, relationships. This one seems very focused on that so far. Let's see what else comes through. Be the bigger person. Interesting. So in a relationship situation that either you're in now, that's coming up, there is some healing around that to do with the heart chakra, but there's also healing around judgment, issues around judgment, and also a bit of competitiveness, or a feeling of wanting to be right or wanting to prove yourself too much. You know, it's like you might need to just sort of relax and not pick on every, you know, I'm not saying you're someone that picks on things, but not sort of take on everything as an argument, or take up everything as proving yourself intellectually, or proving your insight all the time, or your knowledge. So something about letting things go a little bit. And it is heart chakra there as well. Let's see what else. I just need to sip some water actually. Okay, so self-care cards. Let's see what comes up from these. This one. Health checkup. Okay. So it could be something about where you feel a bit tired, or your energy feels a bit low. What I'm getting with that is looking at your diet, looking at your health, looking at, you know, supplements or whatever you take, exercise, fresh air, balance. It's interesting she's wearing a crystal around her neck, which looks like a purple crystal. That's funny. Yeah, so you might be, if you're concerned about your health, obviously, you know, do what you would do, whether you go to the doctor or whatever. You know, if you're concerned about anything health-wise, obviously follow up on that for yourself. Do the sensible thing. But it usually, you know, in these readings, it would usually reference things like diet and looking after yourself, how you look after yourself. Make sure that you are actually looking after yourself properly, because I am getting a feeling of like feeling a bit run down or tired as I tune into that. So I do get a lot is diet related here, and I feel like someone's really dehydrated, and it's not me. I've been drinking water all day. Yeah, it just came over me all of a sudden. And I know how it comes over me when it's a psychic message. Make a decision. Okay, and it's an 11. Interesting, because we had twin flame energy here, and we have 11, which is known to be twin flame energy as well. So you might have to make a decision about a relationship. You might have to make a decision about moving on from someone or from a situation that you were unsure about, or that you feel there could be something that you're unsure about that you need to move on from, but some people it might be that you do want and you need to go towards. Let's pick another crystal for you guys. What goes with the pyrite? So we have green calcite, which is heart chakra as well. We have 2 green crystals here, so that's interesting. So calcite, this green calcite is a calming influence as well, and it's about connecting with inner calm through meditation, through, you know, healing. It's also, you know, a lot of green relates to Archangel Raphael, which is the archangel of physical body health and healing. So you may be going through a recovery time or a healing time physically in some way, or you just may need to make sure you're doing preventative things to make sure you are looking after your health. It's also about soothing anxiety is what I'm getting as well. So that was for those that chose pyrite. Okay, the next one is for the Aura Quartz. This is the last one. Love this one. It's so beautiful. Okay, for Aura Quartz, let's see what your messages are. Ooh, take that because it's flipped right out. Get up, get moving. All right, so exercise, movement, taking action, not letting yourself become stagnant in habits that you need to outgrow is what I'm getting from that. And some kind of change I'm hearing. So there might be some change in your life that's happening and you need to take action around things. Taking action in faith is what I'm getting. You also have fluorite, natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay. Fluorite is an interesting stone. Fluorite crystal is a stone to do with empowerment. It's to do with EMF protection from negative energies, and it's got a lot of properties. But on this card, it's talking about letting yourself be yourself, okay, and not sort of feeling that you have to be someone that you're not, or be like a square peg in a round hole in a situation, you know, so to speak. It's saying that there's something that's more authentic for you, that you are very unique, and you're moving towards something different in your life. You're moving towards change that's going to be lining you up to a path that is more your true self, is what I'm getting. Okay, let's look at some other cards for Aura Quartz. Oh, you have Cinnabar, business, sacral chakra. Wow, some of you may be embarking on a new business or an idea for a business, entrepreneurship. At some point looking into having your own business. The red is about financial security and stability and feeling stable in your life as a matter of importance at this time for you. Also knowing that you're looked after financially. If you have worries about that, look back on your life and think of times that you got through difficult times, and you know you ended up being okay. You worked out your problems. You worked through your issues with your solutions that you were guided to. This says look for fairies. How interesting. 30. So this is interesting because this is something about being connected to not only the natural world but the spiritual world at the same time. You may be seeing things like little flashes of light, you know, little fairy lights or angel lights, I like to call them. Sometimes when you're talking to someone, I don't know if many of you that are watching have experienced this, where you could be talking to someone and you have like a moment of synchronicity, or you talk about something that you both get inspired by, and you see like a little flash of light, like a spark of light around the person's head or around their aura. And I've had that a lot in my life, and I know someone else that I know who's very in tune also gets that. And I feel like that's what I'm getting with this card, like paying attention to spiritual messages, unusual things like seeing spirit, even, you know, seeing fairy lights, seeing angels, seeing, you know, movement of spirit around you, and paying attention to the signs and omens around you. Something unusual too with this, because it's not very often that someone would see a fairy. I had an experience once where I did see one, and it was like light. It was like made of amazing blue light, and it was dancing around. It was midnight, and I'd actually been painting all night. And I'll just tell the story briefly now. It's not something I've really talked about ever. I've told a few people about it, but it was truly a magical experience. And the last thing, it's not like I even wanted to see a fairy. It was not anything on my mind, and it's never happened since. And it was just, I was falling asleep, and I just was very tired and very sleepy because I'd been painting till midnight. And I looked up in the darkness, and I could see this little diamond purple light, and it just opened up from a diamond into this little fairy that was dancing around really fast. And it just kept dancing and dancing and dancing, and I didn't want to take my eyes off it because I had this feeling if I take my eyes off it, it's going to disappear. And I just watched it, like kept focused on it, and kept dancing so fast. It was the cutest thing. It was really small, like it was only about that big. Like it started off as a little shaped a diamond like that, and then it just opened up, and it was so cool. Never seen it since. And you know, in my past, before I did readings, I used to paint fairies, mermaids and stuff like that. So I was painting that night a blue fairy, and I saw a blue, and again, I was not expecting it. I'm a very earthy, practical person, and back then, like, I hadn't had too many experiences of things like that. I had a few things, but I wasn't looking for it, is what I was saying. So there's something about, you know, something unexpected here, something spiritual happening to you that's unexpected. Maybe seeing a fairy, or maybe seeing an angel, or, you know, angel lights, or just something of a paranormal nature perhaps as well, in a good way, you know, in an uplifting way. Okay, so I've got to pick another card for you guys, and a crystal. So let's see what else your messages are. Ooh. Culmination of vision. Wow, it's interesting. It says vision, like to do with clairvoyance as well, and it's a 35, which adds to 8, and 8 is about manifesting your desires. Pretty powerful. There's a lot of butterflies here in this reading, which the other readings have not had. And butterflies do represent the sign of Gemini and other air signs, but they also represent transformation. So going through some kind of transformation. What does that mean? It just means that you're going through a big change where you may be living your life one way, but things are going to be shifting gradually over time to transform your life into something where you feel you're more connected to your life in a very authentic way, in a more real way, in a way that feels like you're very in your purpose, is what I'm getting. Let's get you one last crystal. So you have this beautiful green crystal. I believe that is aquamarine, or what's the other one? No, it's not Larimar. Sorry, I'm having a mental blank. I can't remember the name of it, guys, and I do apologize for that, but it is it resonates with the heart chakra. Okay, so, and also it's one of these, when you get these really soft bluey green colors that look like the ocean, it's about calming energies, calming your emotions, and working on developing inner peace, inner calm, connecting to your heart chakra, not your mind in a fearful way. It's like bringing you back to center. And it also can refer to getting connected, like going to the beach or getting to a body of ocean, a river, a lake. For some reason, I just saw a lake with ducks on it. So I don't know if someone has somewhere where they go where they see ducks or swans or both. That's quite beautiful, what I just saw clairvoyantly. And feeling that pure bliss and joy of that innocence of just observing nature in its purity and innocence, and just going, oh wow, and just feeling that peace, you know. That's what I was getting from that. But you are in the process of manifesting a change in your life that's very positive for you, but it might take a bit of time. It's not sort of happening overnight. It's kind of gradual. Okay, so those are the messages, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in watching my weekly readings about the astrology and pick a card readings. Thanks, guys. Bye.